Lately, I've been having these random moments, waves of peace and joy. Like something inside me whispers, "You're doing better than you think." But today, that whisper turned into a loud reminder. About 1 to 2 years ago, I applied for Amazon Associates or Amazon F affiliates, and I got denied. And I was disappointed in a way, but I think at that time I didn't have any subscribers, or maybe two. I don't know when I'm going to upload this video yet, but I want to say the date. Today is May the 21st, and I applied again and I got a confirmation that I got in. And maybe for a lot of people, getting in the Amazon affiliate or associates thing is not a big thing, but for me, it's a huge milestone, especially looking back the place I came from. When I got rejected, I actually couldn't even believe that I will ever get another opportunity to get in because I was just so disappointed. But experiencing this is something that reminds me that progress is the only thing that matters, no matter how slow. This got me thinking about why we are so hard on ourselves sometimes. At least I am. I don't know about you, and if you're not, you're lucky. But we beat ourselves up so much because we're not at a certain place at a certain time when we expect it. But it proves again that it doesn't even matter when you arrive, as long as you arrive. Sometimes we have a huge plan for what we think our future is going to look like. And I heard a quote once that said, "Life happens to you when you're busy making other plans," something like that. And this proves again that, you can plan out everything perfectly, but whatever needs to happen will happen. But back to what I was saying previously about being too hard on ourselves, sometimes we need to take the time to reflect where we are and zoom out, Just because we're not where we wanna or we believe we need to be yet, doesn't mean that we will never get there. And not only that, sometimes it's good to pat yourself on the back by looking back how far you've come, It keeps you motivated, it keeps you hopeful in a way, because otherwise you will always be thinking to yourself, I'm a loser, I can't achieve anything, or everyone else is 10 steps ahead of me. But that's not the case. You're exactly where you need to be in the moment. And I think we need to keep that in mind. We need to keep that in mind whenever we feel like we're not making progress, Slow progress is better than no progress at all. I'm not saying to be lazy, but I'm saying is cut yourself some slack here and there. And, if you're doing something full-heartedly, I'm pretty sure you're putting everything in it. So that's something to be proud of. A lot of people just don't care enough about anything in life to actually take action. So just pause and acknowledge your growth. Like I said, if you don't pause and reflect and celebrate the small wins, you always feel like you're losing. And we don't want that, especially if you have a long-term goal. Like me, for example, when I started this channel, I believed, whatever, that within a couple of months, maybe a year, my channel will blow up. And of course, that happens to some people, but not to everyone, unfortunately. But that's okay. I'm saying this because usually we think our goals are closer than we think, in a way of, within a year I'll achieve something. But sometimes it takes years, months, weeks, the other way around. You get the point. And we need to live with that. We need to accept that and just keep grinding instead of giving up whenever it feels like we're never going to get there. So stand still, acknowledge your wins, celebrate them, and keep pushing. So if you're watching this video, I want you to stand still, look around you, see where you are, look at your starting point, and look at where you are today. You build things, you survive things, and you shouldn't ignore that. Celebrate that. So from now on, I will be linking some of the products I use to create these videos, for example, down in the description. So I have let's say a DJI mic, a DJI camera, stuff like that. And if you're interested, you can click on the link and purchase it through the link. I will get a little commission, but the price will stay the same for you. So if you want to support the channel, go ahead and purchase what you need to purchase. And I want to end this video by saying, follow your dreams, man. It's amazing. My channel is relatively small. I think about 120, 125 subscribers. But for me to be able to do this already is amazing. And I just want to see where this is going. I want to just keep everything transparent and clear. So that's why I'm sharing this video. And not only that, I want to inspire and motivate you to pursue your dreams. You never know what can happen, man. It's the possibilities are endless. I say this in the beginning of my videos. When you start going after what you want, the universe starts aligning everything you need. And it's not gonna go, or at least not always, it's not gonna go in the tempo. Is that even an English word? I guess so. Tempo, or the speed you want. But eventually things will start aligning and everything will fall into place, man. So yeah, Remember where you are, look back where you started, and look at where you are now. Anyway, if you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.